Hello guys, this is Mike again from the Ground to Green Homestead. Wanted to make a quick video on probably one of the most asked questions, and that is my chicken a rooster? And we only have one rooster. We've accidentally gotten several in the past, but this is our rooster Franklin. He is a light Brahma, and at first glance, when you're first getting chickens, you might find the differences hard to notice, but you know real quick once they start crowing. Not saying hens can't crow, but that's a whole other topic in itself. Anyway, here's our rooster here. Now, if you look at his back, you'll see this what's called the saddle feathers. And they're these long, flowing feathers, and basically they look like that's where, if you were to want to ride a chicken, for lack of better terminology, that's where you put a saddle. Or some people describe it as like as looking like a saddle. But if you look at the hens here, like this is our Australorp, it's missing those long side flowing feathers like the rooster has on the back there. Now, two different breeds, but the other factor is the long hackle feathers from the neck. They're long and pointy, where if you look at this Plymouth Blue Rock, she doesn't have those long, pointy, flowing hackle feathers like the rooster does. Now I'm gonna go to our chicks here in a second, and well, they're getting fussy with each other. Again, with all of our ice brown pullets here, you can look at these girls and see they all have the nice. These these aren't fully mature yet, but they're about 9 weeks, I think, and they have the nice cone-looking rear ends. You don't see hackle feathers developing. You don't see excessive saddle feathers flowing from the rear, so these are definitely hens. So here's another example, and I'm trying to get some shots, but these chicks are a little more skittish. Now you see, I believe it's the Mystic Moran straight ahead, how the saddle feathers are starting to form on the back of the chick. So I'm pretty confident that this one is a rooster. Now its hackle feather formation can be a little trickier to tell. It's because it's still pretty young, but it can be very hard to, with certain breeds, to distinguish the feathering until they start to get older. And some of it, you know, you even second guess yourself, even for, you know, those who had chickens for a very long time. You're like, well, this kind of looks like a rooster, this kind of looks like a hen, but it most commonly gets asked with younger chicks. And for example, these leghorns here, these almost assuredly look like hens to me. They have no real pronounced hackle feathers coming in, no real pronounced saddle feathers coming in. You know, it varies breed to breed, and some breeds it can be more difficult. Some breeds are sex linked, so you can distinguish at birth based on various color markings and other appearances, wing patterns, and so there's other things that you can do early on to distinguish the sex of the chick, but it can just be very difficult. But these are the things you want to look for. Pronounced combs potentially could be, but some hens just have larger combs than others, so that might not be a guarantee. Trying to think of what else I could mention. Typically, not always, even with hens developing pecking order, but typically cockerels can be a little bit more, I guess, playful or fighty with each other. But, you know, even hens do that at a young age, developing pecking order. But I wanted to just kind of get a couple different shots of different chickens to give you an idea on what to look for. Now these guys are all kind of laying down, so I don't want to disturb them too much, but these are all supposed to be pullets, and these are some great shots where there's a nice rounded rear end on, you guys remember from my last video, Little Lemon, she's doing much better, And then the sapphire gem here in the corner. It's you got the nice rounded um, symmetrical feathers on the rear. And with her sister, the comb, sorry about the cage bars, I'm trying to get a shot without scaring them. But then the light Brahmas can be pretty hard in my experience, but you can see even on this younger light Brahma, I'm going to try to get a closer picture, its hackle feathers coming in around the neck are nowhere near as pointy looking as the Rooster's was. See how her feathers are much more rounded around her neck than if you scroll back and look at the fully mature Rooster. So just kind of some quick tips on what to look for. Hopefully this helps. Again, you know, when you go to buy chicks or chickens at the at the store, you know, they may say pullets, but typically it's 80 to 90% of them are sexed pullets, and you know there's a very good chance if you get in a cockerel, and obviously if you buy what's called a straight run, it's just whatever is mixed together, and there's no, from my understanding, attempt to sort out males and females. So you have obviously a much higher rate of getting a cockerel or a young male chicken that way. I hope these help. Hopefully you can help identify what you have, especially if you don't intend to have a rooster. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Until next time.